What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You are listening to Lyles Movie Files. We're going to talk about a lot of interesting things happening in the DC extended movie universe today. And so much stuff happening, and I am happy to talk with it with two of my biggest comic book heads. Little brother Jayce, how are you?
Good.
Good. Gunner, how you doing, man?
What's good? I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very curious to see what the heck is going on and what you guys think about the happenings in DC movie land. The big news for this week was Michael Keaton may be back as Batman. And it was so randomly out there because initially I read that Jeffrey D. Morgan was going to be playing Flashpoint Batman in this Flash standalone that's basically a Flashpoint movie that happens to sort of feature Flash 2, but now it's taking a totally different route, and just going to have Michael Keaton's Batman in this Flashpoint universe. And the real kicker, this may not be a one off. He may be Batman in other films, like a possible Batgirl standalone film, which is really odd because I'm very confused as to how they're gonna make this work. I think for a Flashpoint, that could be interesting, but I am really kind of puzzled how this could work. Jayce, make some sense of this for me.
No. Oh, you want a longer answer? It's like, uh, this doesn't. I like the idea like a flashpoint, and especially because we use like the Arrowverse actually had mentioned it. The flashpoint in the CW mentioned Earth 89, and that was one of the worlds that was destroyed, and it did not mention that world came back. It was like I know they don't really care about CW world, but it's like if Ezra Miller asked to make a cameo in the small screen Flash TV show during their crisis, maybe have a little respect for that.
Ezra Miller didn't ask for that. The movie people
hmm
said, "Hey, can we throw him in here?" I'm sure Ezra was fine with it based on him actually showing up, but that wasn't some, "Hey, I'm Ezra Miller and I want to be in this
No,
crossover."
no, no, not in a negative way. What I'm saying is like their people, like the Flash movie people, respected the TV show Flash enough to be in there. So it's like, hey, why not? I mean, because I don't think having Michael Keaton as um, Thomas Wayne would be a bad idea. Because I mean, we saw him when he wants to play that gruff bad guy dude. He knocks it out the park with Vulture. So I would think just go with that, and it's like make Flashpoint. But also, what I'm also trying to wrap my head around is like, if you guys are going in a Flashpoint, what is the point of Flashpoint when it looks like you're almost going in the direction that Zack Snyder wanted to do from his Justice League? So what do you need to do a Flashpoint to correct something? I don't understand that. That's why I cannot come up with a good explanation for this.
To answer your question, I think the intent with Flashpoint is to explain away Ben Affleck not being there anymore so they can replace him
hmm
and not have a thing of, hey, where's the guy who started off with this? And initially, it seemed like they were also going to use Flashpoint to phase out Henry Cavill, but he is like, nope, I'm down. Want to stay Superman. Want to keep playing him for years. So you're not getting rid of me,
Okay.
which is great because I think he's perfect for the role and he's interested. It's not something of I'm disillusioned with this. DC, you guys suck at making DC movies. I'm out of here.
I mean, he could
Um,
really badmouth DC, and they would be like, "Yep, we agree."
yeah, I think a lot of the fan base would be like, yeah, we're with you, Henry.
It's like, I
Go
mean,
over
Ray
to
Fisher could also
Marvel.
do this. Like, hey, I had a daggone part in this movie. I'm just basically a head on a CGI body most of this movie. It's like,
Who?
yeah, Ray Fisher, isn't that the name of the
I
gentleman who?
didn't hear who you were talking about.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Well, Ray Fisher's role is going to be expanded in this Justice League Snyder cut. So, and he's also going to be in this Flashpoint movie that happens to star Flash. Gunnar, what do you think about
Well,
all?
yeah. I would hope he. I mean, Cyborg was a pretty integral part in Flashpoint. It's like the only thing that was the same. Only hero, so to speak, and that was the same. Personality-wise,
He had a
everything.
higher profile.
So,
he had a higher profile in Flashpoint. He was like one of the main heroes.
Yeah, which has never happened to a black character. Period. In a comic like that. You know what I mean? I can't think of one other than Mosaic, obviously, with the Green Lantern. But anyway, so I guess I thought it was okay, I guess he's just gonna be Thomas Wayne. Keep reading. Oh, they're gonna have him back. I'm like, oh, so is this like the reconstituted universe after Flashpoint is fixed to where things are still just slightly off? You know what I mean? Like, so that means, okay, so here's Grizzly, Michael Keaton coming from Vulture Marvel jail, but now back in the Batman suit, on DC side. Yeah, how's that going to work, by the way, too? Because I thought they were bringing Vulture back for Sinister Six. It's going to be a new Vulture.
Well, maybe not. I mean, it's not like they're doing exclusive contracts. They're not like the artists in DC or writers who could only sign with Marvel and DC. There's nothing to keep them locked in from one universe to the other.
Because he's supposed to,
kind of interesting.
He's supposed to be in the Spider-Verse.
That's what I said. Sinister Six and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's strange. But anyways, I thought it was like, at first I was like, cool, why not? Best Batman, I think, because, I mean, after him was Val effing Kilmer, and then, and then you had Christian Bale, which is great, but he was doing his best Michael Keaton impression for the second movie, third movie with that weird voice thing that didn't quite go over. Michael Keaton's voice was a little bit better.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, chill out. Like, your voice in the first movie was just fine.
Yeah, the voice that they did for Ben Affleck's Batman was perfect.
Mm-hmm. That was perfect. Like, that's how it's supposed to be, a scrambler of some sort. Anyhow.
Recorded a little bit. It's like,
the cool effect they didn't have in 89 or Universe 89. Or maybe it reconstitutes the damn. Yeah, the damn universe from Flashpoint. Because remember, if he's doing Flashpoint and he appeared in the other, weird crisis, then he's doing his own Flashpoint later, right? So then he screws up the entire multiverse in that way. You get what I mean? So maybe, the cool Barry Allen that we know and love instead of this dude will come back and help him like other Flash did. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up that will probably be better than the actual storyline. But I think that I think that you hit the nail on the head. Like, they're trying to just say, okay, this is like the reconstituted universe. That's like, here we're gonna screw Ben Affleck. Here's what it really happened. We're just gonna put
I think Affleck didn't want to be. I think he was just dealing with the stress and struggling with his alcoholism, and that was the main reason he didn't want to stay in the role. And that seems to be the story of the case. So I'm all right with that.
Yes. Which means Iron Man wins that argument, huh? Dang.
It's funny because I could have seen, they could have slapped a mustache on him. I could have seen him playing boozy Tony Stark really easily.
Exactly.
Yep.
He was like Ben Affleck, Armageddon era, would have been able to pull off that cocky young Tony Stark, and now version Ben Affleck would have been able to pull the wizened older version.
Yeah.
He was a little jaded. Like in that movie that he did right before everything shut down, the basketball coach deal.
Oh, God, yeah.
But yeah, Flashpoint is a really interesting story. And for you guys out there who have not read it, I'm going to give you a very brief synopsis. Basically, Barry is like, you know what? My mom's dead. I don't want her to be dead anymore. I'm going to go back in time and fix it. And he does. But he messes everything else up in doing that. And in this new world, this new universe of his, Superman is locked up in a jail cell, and he's like a scrawny kid because he's never been around the sun. Aquaman and Wonder Woman are leading their respective armies at war against each other. There's a real cool story in the background that I'm not going to get into. Batman is Thomas Wayne because his son has been gunned down by a crook, and that didn't sit very well with his wife, who takes a very clownish turn. And Cyborg is the main hero in this universe, and he's working with all these little kids who form Shazam. And it's a really bizarre DC universe. And Flash is trying to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it. So, with Cyborg and Flashpoint Batman's help, they actually come to figure out how to stop it because everything has gotten bad and is getting much, much worse. And I think,
I was gonna say that's a movie that should take like 3.5 hours. But if you can do it, that could be really cool with the character.
The DC movie did a really good job. The Flashpoint Paradox, that was a great.
Listen, the animated joint.
Yeah,
I just watch it randomly and be like, I today.
Like that was really good.
That was perfect. I mean, they did a perfect job. Like, here's what went wrong, just in case you didn't understand. Oh, this dude's losing this. I mean, it was. I won't say it's frame by frame, but it's storyline.
It was as good as you could do in 90 minutes. And I think that was one of those where it's like, why can't you guys make all of your movies that true to the source material? Because that was a really good movie.
Right.
Just do all of them like that. Like they did with Judas Contract. That was pretty close to the source material just based off of the Titans they had in the animated universe. That was basically the only difference. But they stuck to the core of the story really well. And Death of Superman, they did really well too. So it's, I don't know. I'm not going on a rant on these animated movies, but Flashpoint
the animated movies are clearly better than the other movies. By far better.
Do twice because they're like, no, the first time we screwed it up. Now we're going to do it right.
Yeah, they needed to because that first one was trash.
Yeah,
and watch it.
Big trash. Yeah, don't.
Good call.
Yeah, you chose properly. So right now we've got Stargirl on DC Universe and the CW. And I have to say my big gripe with this show continues to exist. The fact that they didn't take advantage of the cool actual source material and just have Stargirl interact with a bunch of adults as the one teen on the group. I think that was a missed opportunity. But other than that, the show's great. Jayce, what are you thinking about it so far?
I'm gonna say I like the show a lot. It's very different tonally than a lot of the other CW shows. But from where I didn't watch today's or this week's episode.
Ooh.
But with that, I would almost say wait another week or so before you start binging it, because I think where they left off last week is like, okay, we're team building, but
no, you don't even have to. This last episode was the exact point if you want to binge. That's 6 episodes in. It was episode 6. So if you watch those 6, you've got a really good sense of what's going on in the show, the characters. I think they're doing a phenomenal job making you care about the characters, the main characters, the supporting characters, the fringe characters, and the random people who are there for one episode.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, this is one of those few times I'm actually intrigued to see the villain storyline and see how that's turning out. At least where I was last week, it was like, oh, what do y'all got cooking up here? So I think it's been a show.
So from the sound of it, I haven't watched Stargirl. I've just been in a hole. Sorry. But 6 episodes in, I'm down. DC Universe app. I need to I don't know. I'm still confused what's going to be on DC Universe app, what's going to be on the other channel. It's like DC Universe app is loading out their stuff because HBO Now or whatever they're showing at Max is doing Doom Patrol season 2, and I'm like, wait, where's everything else? Back to Stargirl. Sorry.
Is Doom Patrol coming back to?
I think Friday.
Oh, so watch the episode. Okay. I won't be watching it. No, you guys can.
Oh yeah, you were like, this is too weird. I get it.
It is a very weird show, but Doom Patrol I think is a show It almost works better to binge because waiting week to week from payoffs for things that won't get resolved until the end may be frustrating if you're used to the beginning and end, like a traditional comic show.
Yeah.
No, the pace of it was weird to me. Anyways,
it was.
We were talking about another show. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. So hold on before we go back to the Doom Patrol. I think you will really enjoy Stargirl because I think Jeff Johns, who created the character with Lee Moder, he understands exactly what he wants in this show. He's the head writer, showrunner. So there's not that, hey, what's Stargirl about? And like I said, the only thing is, like I said about Black Lightning. Black Lightning's first season I felt was compromised a little bit because Black Lightning almost from the start had to share the spotlight with his daughter who had powers, and then he knew eventually his other daughter was going to start showing powers too. And I don't feel like we got enough of Jefferson on his own before we started going, hey, time to bring in the sidekicks. And I feel like with some shows that's okay to do, but Black Lightning, one, because it was like the only black lead show on the CW, and two, their powers aren't that different that we really needed to spin off sidekick characters right away.
Mm-hmm.
Stargirl, I think, has some of that, but the characters' powers are different. The biggest difference for me is that in the JSA comic book, Justice Society comic, the characters are all legacy. So they're either friends or sidekicks of an original character, the children of an original hero, and they want to carry on for what they've learned from their mentors. And that's missing because it's kind of like, hey, here you go. And that's why I kind of think if they were more adults, and then she's the one teen trying to join a group of adults, that would have been a different thing that we haven't had in any of these shows. That teenager trying to, hey, I'm good enough to be with you guys too, kind of thing. And I think that would have made for an easier way to keep them out and not have to focus on all the rest of the heroes as much as Stargirl, especially in this first season.
Well, I'm saying, but the good thing is, even though it's a DC Universe show / CW show, they haven't done the usual CW show mess. There's no love triangle to start the show. I'm so happy about that.
Gosh, you're right. They haven't even bothered with
that's like the season one. That's part of the recipe that you put in the pot on the season one season one stew of a superhero show on CW. You got your love triangle. You got your random team that eventually will get powers or join the team.
Yep.
You got the main characters like, I don't want you to join the team. Then you got the main character's whole arc, and you got the cool villain who dies instead of stays for other seasons.
Who's a mysterious, shadowy figure who's been one of the cast members all along. Yeah, Stargirl does not feel like a CW show.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it feels like a totally different thing. Like the fight scenes clearly seem to have more effort, thought, money put behind them. They're not cheaping out. And it's like, whoa, costumes look great.
Arrow season one.
Like fight scenes are done during the day, not like we'll put it all at night so you can't see how cheap this is.
I feel like Arrow's fight scenes were consistently good. It was more shows like Supergirl and occasionally The Flash where they had to do more than just make a blur on screen to show his powers. I think Stargirl does a good job of showcasing the powers of the characters and the abilities in a way that feels like a comic book.
That's how it's supposed to be. Good.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Well, I guess they got maybe a budget situation that's different, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm curious to see where the money how the money flows, because it's a different feature too. You know what I mean? It's different from Arrow. Arrow wasn't on CW app. It's still not. You know what I mean? Excuse me. It's DC app. It's still not, right? So I'm wondering how that money was divvied off, right? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Maybe it's a deal
to like they put more stuff into this one.
There might be a Netflix deal that they might have to have those on Netflix for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
Like Black Panther just got to Disney Plus.
Oh no, I'm more or less not talking about that. I'm more talking about like CW has a budget. This is what your budget is. Go.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
You know, here's Stargirl that's on really, if you look at it, 2 different apps. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Did DC proper put this together? It seems like it. Versus, CW with DC's permission. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it, like Jeff said, having Jeff Johns write it versus all of
Mm-hmm.
Greg. I don't know his last
I
name.
can't remember his last name either. All right.
Berlanti.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can never pronounce it.
Yeah. It's like, here's our CW stew. Go. This is like 5 episodes, 22.
It is.
Right.
You got
Like, yeah,
exactly
you've got a template.
Yeah, and they never deviate from it. It's like every show. Like I'm still on season 2 of Black Lightning, but I'm just like, ugh. Gosh.
Jeff,
You stopped in the middle of season 2 too? Because I was like, dude, I didn't want
stopped
Twilight.
after the second episode, and it 100% had to do with the fact that Black Lightning gets like 25% of the screen time each episode.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, listeners,
Kind of done.
you don't know this, but Jeff has been stuck on probably the last 2 episodes of Black Lightning season 2 for about a month and a half. Like,
that's not true. I think I have one more episode to go.
Oh, you finished that second to last one. Okay.
There you go.
Dude,
they're still in the cave. In my head, they're still in that damn cave. I was like, this is Twilight. I can't watch this anymore. I've already skipped the Crisis. I'm like, oh, cool.
Honestly, I'm really saying this. If anyone who's not watched Black Lightning season 2, skip it. I think I think you can get the previously on Black Lightning and be good, because season 2 is just long. Oh, Khalil loves blah blah, Anissa can find grace, blah blah blah. Hey Jefferson, what are you doing? This isn't my show. What are you talking about? Yeah, so just skip season 2 and you'll be in a better place.
Yeah.
And he's in crossovers after season 3, so even better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so let's move on here. Doom Patrol starts this Friday. It's gonna be weird again, and I'm gonna watch it and see what happens. Another thing that's in the works, though, a live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series is rumored to be in the works for CBS All Access. What do you guys think? Are you interested in watching a live-action TMNT show?
I mean, 8 and 9-year-old, and what was it? 8 and 11. What was it? 9 and 11-year-old Melvin was definitely down for the Secret of the Ooze and the previous one with the crappy uniforms. We don't acknowledge the other 2 that they did. I think 40-year-old Melvin would be interested in what they do and make it look cooler. I don't know.
Did you watch recent movies?
Recent movies, like the animated ones, or no?
No, the live action deals. Stephen Amell's in the
recent one. God, no. The one with when he's Davy Jones. I was like, I'm just not watching Casey Jones. Did I say Davy Jones? Wow, yes. Casey Jones. Jesus. Yes, I did not watch this damn movie. No, yeah, I was like, this seems like a good combination, but I have a feeling this is going to be a really, really bad movie.
Gunner, so the 2014 movie was terrible. It followed that whole, hey, the thing that you're watching this for, we're going to make them not a main part of it. We're going to focus on dumb humans. But the 2016 sequel is really good. I have that in my collection. They did a good job with Shredder, Krang. They even had what's Baxter Stockman, Bebop, and Rocksteady.
Crane, Baxter Stockman. What?
They did a really good job with it.
Okay.
I was surprised because I hated the first one, and I was midway through the second. Was like, yo, I kind of like this. And it's always weird when you don't like one, like G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra, and then the second one's kind of like, hey, this isn't half bad. I'm not gonna get that first one to explain some things, but the second one's not bad. So. Yeah. Now here's something on the rumor list. I want to know if you guys think this is a good idea. Jayce, Ryan Reynolds is rumored to return as Green Lantern for Zack Snyder's Justice League in a cameo role.
Okay. I do not. In a cameo, playing Hal Jordan. He didn't. I mean, it was like funny. He didn't suck in the role. It was just they didn't write it right. I mean, honestly, he could have easily pulled off cocky, want to punch him in the face, Hal Jordan. Like Blake Lively could have easily done Star Sapphire.
Easily.
I mean,
I don't think that was a case of bad casting. I think that movie suffered from being written like it was coming out in 2002 as opposed to 2011.
Yeah, it's like that was almost, as much as I hate the grittier version of DC, I think slightly grittier version of Green Lantern could have worked a lot better.
Like a Zack Snyder version of Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I mean, they're an intergalactic police force. Yeah, it's like, I mean, you put the same amount of budget behind it. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, yeah, I still think if I can get was it Nathan Fillion,
Yeah,
guy from Castle who plays him, who does the voice acting. If I can't get him, hey, Ryan Reynolds doing a pinch, no problem.
Yeah.
Gunner?
Yeah, casting for Green Lantern was perfect. The casting for Green Lantern was absolutely perfect. Parallax, terrible, of course. We already talked about that many a times on this show, probably like episode 2 of this show.
If there's a pitch meeting where they say, all right, the main bad guy's going to be this blob, say
He's
no.
going to be a cloud.
No. Well, we got this idea for Galactus. He's going to be a cloud. No.
Oh, that was terrible.
Dumb. No, this sounds cool though. Like I wouldn't mind a cameo. It wasn't his fault.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's funny because in that battle with the Green Lantern got killed, they had like a pretty cool Green Lantern outfit and ring, and they could CGI a Green Lantern outfit probably better than the trash that they did in the actual movie.
Yeah, we didn't need the glowy. I mean, keep in mind that era. What was that? 2011. Everybody went CGI crazy. Do you remember Wanted?
It was.
You remember Wanted?
Dude,
that was that year, wasn't it?
That was after Iron Man in Dark Knight. So they had no excuse to be the way they put that movie out.
Well, I'm saying they should have known better. There were so many things that they could have done right, but they just didn't. But the casting was the one thing that they did really, 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 really well.
Armstrong, Sinestro.
Yep. Good Lord, Sinestro was cast. If you don't bring anybody else, bring back Mark Strong as Sinestro for something.
Yeah, basically, if there's a role for a bad guy and you don't have Mark Strong involved, you're not quite doing everything right.
You're missing.
Not doing it right. And then Amanda Waller, Angela Bassett. I'm like, you know what?
No, it was Viola Davis.
I'm not going to be mad at it.
No,
I just can't be mad at it.
Just in Green Lantern, it was Amanda Waller was Angela Bassett.
He was Waller in that movie?
Yep.
Yeah, and they killed her off.
They did kill her off? Well, that was
glass in the face.
That was bad decisions all around, huh?
Yep. All around. That's when the movie went down. I'm like, wait, why are you killing Amanda Waller already? Like I started questioning things at that point.
Waller. Was she the Amanda Waller?
Was she the Wall?
There's Amanda Waller, sir.
Okay. Anyhow, yeah. So I'd like to see our boy show back up. And I actually wouldn't mind him because I think that you really shouldn't do. I mean, you can clearly, but you can't really do a Justice League without having him. And that brings me to my next question. There's so much buzz around this Snyder cut. And I feel like if we're ever going to get that momentum to get a Justice League 2, they need to be working on it now. Should a Justice League 2 movie have Zack Snyder direct it or have someone else?
I think they're using the Zack Snyder cut kind of as let's see, everyone has issue with this melted film. Maybe we see what Zack Snyder really had planned for everybody and see what the audience really wants. I mean, we keep saying we know what the audience wants, but maybe we actually ask them. Do you really want to if you saw how Batman Superman was without the extended cut, you're like, this was not a movie deserving of a sequel.
Right.
Well, you see the extended cut, it's like, okay, I see there's a vision here. I wouldn't mind going on the ride, seeing where it takes us.
All right, Gunnar, how about you?
I'm curious to see what it's like. I'm just curious. Let's see what happens. I mean, they can't do it. I mean, they've already, you know what I mean? At this point, they're like, well, I mean, we've already done crap. So let's see what happens. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, it's already been crap.
All right,
get some of these sorry, good.
Last news for the day here. There's going to be a new Scream movie starring David Arquette. It's going to be released by Paramount next year. You guys still interested and want to Scream?
Huh?
No.
Are you guys still interested and want to Scream?
So Nev Campbell's not back in the movie?
I think so.
But why? No, I thought we concluded this like 3 times already. Actually, 2 times already.
Okay.
There were 2 conclusions to this thing.
Yeah, she's going to be back. Most
why?
likely.
Who else in her life has had a grudge against her? Jesus Christ.
I don't think she had. Have you not liked the 4 Scream films?
1, 2, 3 was like, okay, I guess.
What?
And 4, I was like, what? Like,
really?
no, it was just, dude, it's repetitive. It's too repetitive.
I mean, like 2 was garbage.
Yeah, I really liked 2.
I mean, no, I'm not.
Actually, like 2.
3 was good. 4 was like, oh, that was a smart idea.
Yeah.
I think 3 concluded it well, and then 4 was like this extra, at the end, like a train of like another car on a train. I'm like, why? A useless car on a train. Oh, anyway, I was just tired of it because, I mean, and you know me about horror movies. After a while, it's just the same thing over and over again.
You're not really a horror movie fan either, right?
No.
Okay.
Or thriller. I mean, I am a thriller movie fan.
Thriller, not horror.
After 4, I mean, I always tell you, every horror movie after 4 ends up in space or something. So after a certain point, I kind of lose interest.
Scream 5 in space. Sign me up.
Is Scream going to be in space? Because,
I'm there. I can't hear you scream in space, Connor.
Ha, 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 ha.
All right. I did say that was it. So let's see. Ooh.
We'll take one more.
Sure. What else DC is screwing up?
I had to sneeze.
Oh.
And it was being very dramatic with the pause there. It was like, do I? Are you guys excited about Matrix 4? They're going back to resume shooting now, but I still have not worked up much excitement for this film.
Lawrence Fishburne coming back? I heard he was not.
I don't think so.
Then why am I watching this?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know why one cast change makes such a difference. But yeah, I'm with you. Like,
Listen, it's like you're probably not going to get Hugo Weaving, and you need Lawrence Fishburne's coolness to really sell. I mean, like Keanu sells one version of cool, but you need Lawrence Fishburne's other cool to really make that movie.
It is a trinity of coolness. Carrie Ann Moss was cool too, but yeah, it's the 3 of them. That's the ones they always put on the covers of everything. It's that trio, and missing one is like a chair with 2 legs instead of 3.
And let's be honest. Like, if you remember, one of the coolest things you saw about Matrix was watching Carrie Ann hit that scorpion kick.
Right.
That was 20 years ago. I mean, even Neo doing Keanu Reeves doing some of those moves are gonna be like, this is a stretch. I mean, it's like you could use them as a cameo role to the kid having some kind of thing in Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a much more workable effort for me. But also,
do it.
Don't do like Force Awakens. But it's like they start the movie but just like No, just
So my thing to you though, I watch a John Wick movie, which is basically a souped up Neo anyway, who just can't fly. And I'm
I was about
perfectly
to say.
fine. Don't think about, hey, how old is Keanu Reeves?
but
I
he
think
can't.
the problem is the Matrix. I don't know what else they can do or say because they got really bogged down with pretentious writing by the
Hmm.
by the midpoint of the second film, where it's just like, oh gosh, stop taking yourself so serious. I think there's potential in a modern, everybody's on their phones society to write a cool story, but I just don't necessarily trust the Wachowskis to deliver that.
Like, I mean,
I
it's like
agree.
people are still the batteries hooked into their phone, but then they start writing it a little extra speed racer ish. It goes down the drain.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like Speed Racer, but also it's like this was just about racing. Why did we go all over here?
listen,
Right.
I don't know how you could talk bad about Speed Racer. And I
Yeah.
think next week we should talk about movies that you thought were going to be bad, but actually weren't, that you actually liked,
Oh,
despite
I'm,
it going in with the worst opinion of it. And
I can
Gunner,
see that.
speaking of a thriller movie that even you may like, I watched this movie that's coming to drive-throughs. Yes, drive-ins. Um, Followed. It's not quite like a paranormal activity, but it's one of those. Hey, we found this video, and here's how everything plays out. Basically, a guy runs a thriller horror blog or vlog. Uh, Goes to this haunted hotel, and there is some events based on real life with his camera crew in his quest to find follower or to get more followers so he can get a big sponsorship deal. And of course, bad things happen and freaky stuff occurs. I really like this one. Thought it was really good. I'm not normally the biggest, oh boy, here's the video, we found it, guy. But this one I
Hmm.
thought was really good. And it's not cheap either. In a sense of like, oh boy, that's corny and cheap. Or cheap in terms of how it looks.
I like how Blair Witch finished was unfinished. You know what I mean? Like it didn't look polished. That's how I liked my direct to video videos and found the
This one's
video.
kind of like, I mean, it's like a modern deal where it looks like that. Hey, I shot it on my camera, video
That's smart.
quality,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think those are clever because it's like you can get away with not having the most pristine setup and lighting. It's just like, yeah, it's just your crappy little video camera from your phone or whatever.
Pretty
And
crappy
they don't
Cloverfield
do
monster
beautiful
situation.
Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Love Cloverfield. Let's watch that again soon. But yeah, that was good. And if it's in this area, I would recommend checking it out if you're driving and it's available and open.
All
excuse me.
right.
Where can we find a review for this movie?
I think you know, but why don't you tell them?
On LaosMovieFile.com.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that was good. That was good. I mean, a little forced,
But
but I don't mind.
Hey,
I'll
you
work
should,
with
yeah,
yeah, you
perfect.
got to be able to promote yourself. Come on,
it. Yeah, exactly.
get yourself
Exactly.
up.
I appreciate it. Well,
Hey,
fellas.
I didn't get to tell you my Keanu Reeves theory.
Okay, what you got?
Well, I was thinking, like, you mentioned John Wick, and I remember, or Matrix 4 and then John Wick, and I remember thinking when I first heard it, I was like, what if John Wick was nothing but Neo dreaming because, he's still plugged into the joint? What if it's just Neo plugged into the Matrix? And that's his reality.
They need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think
Benji's
that
movie
should be
theater.
Matrix 4. I think that should be Matrix 4 because that's the only way to salvage a movie like that.
I have a question for you guys. Benji's here in our local area in Baltimore has a double feature. Would you guys go see this said double feature of E.T. and Back to the Future?
I actually apparently saw E.T., and I put saw in quotes because I was 3. Saw E.T. in a drive-through, at a drive-through. So,
That's
yes,
always been
for
confusing
nostalgia's
for
sake.
me. It's forever. Drive through is McDonald's. Drive in is
Damn, drive in.
yeah.
I think
It's
I just
always
caught
not
that from you because I never do that. I'm sorry. Drive in. I did not catch it at Burger King. I did
yeah.
catch it at a drive-in.
Like when I spell dessert and desert. It's like, wait, which way is which
Exactly.
here? Yeah. So good deal. All right, fellas, it's that magical time of the night. who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week? Little brother, who you got?
Oh man, my dummy of the week is Mel Gibson.
What do you do?
Oh man, so Winona Ryder said he might have made a sexist, anti-Semitic comment, and Mel Gibson denies it.
No way, not Mel.
I mean, it's like Mel. There's some people be like, maybe you didn't do it, but Mel, sorry, we've seen you on your ish.
Where's there alcohol involved?
It's like, yeah, you could have easily had a bad day on set and let that one slip. So you need more people. So I'm gonna believe Winona Ryder, and I'm gonna say my dummy of the week is Mel Gibson for thinking we were gonna believe that mess.
You need more people. Gunner, you got one?
I actually don't this week.
My nominee for Dummy of the Week is anybody who listens to George R.R. Martin. He says he hopes to have the latest edition of Game of Thrones, Winds of Winter, finished by 2021. If you buy that, or still interested at this point, I have so much stuff to sell you. And I'm just like, dude, you're not even interested in finishing this.
Dude, I want to see a Venn diagram of J Electronica fans and Martin fans who are waiting for albums
before you made that
books. Well, Jay's album came out, so maybe we'll see another Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, come on, dude. Nobody buys you on that.
Like, so 2 years since Game of Thrones ended on HBO, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. It's like, dude, that moment is past. You needed to be ahead of the show, and you're like, hey guys, I still got that book coming next year. I mean, is he going somewhere that he can't write right now?
Man, you're in quarantine life, man. How are you not just sitting down there having Uber Eats give you the groceries while you write? Come on, man.
I mean, if he can't get the book done during a pandemic, it's just never getting done.
That's the truest fact I've ever heard. Like, seriously, there's no hope. Once this pandemic's over, there's just no hope.
Hey guys, good news, pandemic's over. Sweet. How's that book? Yeah, I'm hoping to have it done.
2023.
Is ready for next week.
I'm very optimistic that I'm going to make some headway soon. Gosh.
Can we talk about getting that advance back?
Oh boy. All right, fellas. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank y'all as always for rolling. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.